are live. Episode 77. I am your co-host, Pisky, and I am joined, as always, by the one and only Godfather. How's it going, senor?
Meh, it's going.
It's going. Meh. That's all you got? Meh.
That's all I got. I'm pissed off 24/7, 7 days a week.
Pissed off. It's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to all our U.S. viewers and listeners.
Absolutely. All our American friends, all 5 of you.
The Godfather and I have been sick all week. You can probably still hear it in my voice. If this camera on my laptop was better, you could probably see it in my skin. Dude, do you have a dry skin problem? I'm having terrible dry skin problems. I know this is not something that we should probably be talking about on the Always Betting podcast, but
I'm 19 years older than you. I am the epitome of good health. I don't have all your fucking issues.
Dude, it is I am crumbling right now. I don't know if it's my skin's not used to it, but I was having trouble in the desert last year as well. But even my doctor is perplexed. I can tell that she's guessing at certain things. Do you like when you go for a diagnosis and people are guessing? I don't know. It rubs me the wrong way.
If I wanted to guess, I'd ask my wife. I don't know. What do you mean guess?
I'd ask you, Dr. B. Well, speaking of Dr. B, dude, what is this? What is this jersey? How the fuck did I not mention that right out of the gate?
Right out of the gate.
What is this?
You don't like?
Oh my God! Where did you get that?
1988, a little care package from my friends at the OLG. See, I have friends there. You never did. So anyway.
1988. That jersey is nearly as old as I am. 35 years old.
Yep, 1988. I got it.
Jesu. And so that's when the Lottery Corporation was giving out. They appreciated their employees, and they were giving you things. They stopped doing that when I got there.
Well, you know what I mean. They have to draw the line somewhere.
I have to pay for my shit here at WeWork. You
have to pay for your shit. That's right.
Right.
So I thought I'd don the Sports Select original hockey jersey.
Looks good though, G. That's in mint condition. It's been sitting in your closet this whole time, or what?
Dude, when I have something, I take care of it.
I can see that. It's beautiful. No fucking spaghetti stains on it or anything.
Let's go.
All right, so yes, if you can hear it in my voice, I am still coughing up absolutely disgusting shit. I've been sick all week. I don't know what the hell's going on with me. This is life in Canada, I guess. Out of the gate, Godfather, I don't know if it's really Happy Thanksgiving or Happy Thanks-taking right now. I'm a little sad. Today might be a shorter episode because I'm a little beat up. I'm a little sad. Dude, I just got the axe, the permanent axe at DraftKings. I'm done. They've been chopping slowly. Some of the soccer that we were playing was, cut down in half. I was only able to get nickels, which was still very reasonable compared to some of what these other rinky-dink sportsbooks out there are giving me. But today I noticed it. On Black Friday, today is Black Friday. Yeah, I'm done. DraftKings, donezo, and I got a significant balance there, and it was just getting into that comfort mode where it's okay, I got some liquidity here. I can start fucking hammering these guys, right? I was really enjoying the NBA Live. They were giving me comfortably 2K on sides, 1K totals, which is pretty solid. And now nothing.
Today is Black Friday.
No, dude, I am so
Friday.
I am so frustrated by it because yes, it's easy, it's work to pay it out and move on. But it just, I gotta give DraftKings some credit. They're gonna have an episode on their own. Today is not about DraftKings. Today is about PowerPlay, which if you've been following me on social media, you know that they did your boy dirty. We'll get to that. But, I got to give a little bit of credit to DraftKings because they have not been scared to take a bet. It doesn't last forever, unfortunately, but I've had a very good battle with them, and they've let me go.
I mean, November 24th. You made it to American Thanksgiving. They couldn't have even given you at least today.
I know. It's sad. It's sad.
That really sucks.
Props to Dunzo. Everything's done. Everything's done.
I like that sports book because, as you said, they're not afraid to take the occasional bet. When they do limit you, you know what I mean? If they give you a nick for a recreational, for recreational people like us.
Nickels work, man. Nickels work. You can work with nickels.
Absolutely.
But when you start getting lower than that, then it's difficult. Then it's difficult because it changes. Because on sides, they give you a little bit more. On totals, they give you less. So if you're giving me I think it was $98 on a total.
No. Once you fall below that, the W100.
No, what the killer was this afternoon there was an NBA game. I think it was the Celtics and Orlando, and I went to bet live. They've been, like I said, 2K on sides, 1K on totals, and I went to get my 1K on total, and it said max to $198 or something like that. And at that point, it's not worth it. Now I got to move on.
That's sad news.
That is sad news. Sad news number 2, thanks-taking. We didn't get to talk about it last week because we had the Circa Quarter King Mike on the show with us. Survivor. Yeah. We're done. Folks, we're done. We're done. There is no, if you've been following me on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, you noticed that I did put out a tweet saying that the Cincinnati Bengals killed us. We are not going to have the opportunity to pick up the big plastic bag full of cash that stinks like cigarettes in a midtown Toronto bar. Yeah. The dream is over.
We got done dirty, man.
I on this podcast, I asked Senor Godfather if we should go Steelers, his mighty black and gold, and he told me no, Cincy.
Again, okay, let's just look at it this way, okay? If we had gone Steelers, that last interception in the end zone to win the game for the Steelers, you know which way it would have went. Yeah. So we would have been in the same fucking boat. That's the thing with that Survivor. It's who you take. It's just it really is a crapshoot. And we got, thank you, Tyler Boyd. That's all I can say. I know. Yes. I know athletes say I don't give a shit about your fantasy team, okay, sure, but I give a shit about getting the plastic bag with the cash, and you fucked us because you dropped a flat-out touchdown in the end zone with less than a minute to go.
That was a very routine catch. And in case anyone's we're going back 2 weeks here, folks. Yeah. It was Cincinnati at home against the Houston Texans. That's the one we lost on. Because Cincinnati laid an egg on Thursday night against the Ravens as well, right? With that whole Joe Burrow injury thing. Yeah, he showed up to the game with a fucking sling on his thumb, and now Portnoy is going to sue the NFL for not disclosing injuries. Yes, of course. I don't know. I think that's taking it a bit too far. He has
a long-standing beef with Goodell, right?
Yes. So, yeah, he got dragged out of one of the Super Bowls. Yes. Did he not? Yeah, when he went in with the disguise?
Yeah.
That guy's... Are you a Portnoy fan?
I mean, I like his pizza reviews, and you know what I like about him? Got the balls to say
yes
on his mind. He has a platform.
Yep.
And he's going to let you fucking
He's not scared to use it. Yeah, exactly.
You know what?
Sometimes he's a little goofy, but look at me. I'm the fucking guy that pulls balls out of a bingo machine to make his picks for football. I like Goofy. But I do like that, he is a fellow contrarian, if we will. The mainstream media does not like him. Yeah. I'm not really a big fan of mainstream media or mainstream politics.
You both have a thing against reusable grocery bags. So I can see how you guys are.
He doesn't actually have a thing against that as well, does he?
Shut up.
Oh, okay.
For the podcast. Anyway, let's go.
Let's go. Can you stop with the let's goes? You know what the let's goes does to me? It does to the move quick actions to you. Okay. We get these texts sometimes that tell us to move quick. I won't go into too much detail. And it drives the Godfather fucking crazy. He doesn't like that.
Just
So
seeing
let's
those-
go do that to
Yeah.
me on here. We gotta slow things down. Relax. We got lots of time. Short episode today.
Yeah. Move
1 hour
quick,
max.
Move quick. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
not for me.
Yeah. Okay. News number 3. Is it Thanksgiving or Thanks-taking? Matt Canada gets fired in Pittsburgh. Is this giving or is this taking? Well, I needed your opinion on it.
No, this is giving. This is thank you, Jesu Cristo, baby Jesu Cristo, all the Jesu Cristos out there, Padre Pio, thank you. Because I'm telling you, I've been watching this NFL and I've been a fan and I've been involved and blah, blah, blah for over 50 years. Okay? I have never seen the type of vitriol over a coordinator. I have never seen the amount of media coverage over a coordinator.
Where did this guy come from? Who is? I don't know enough about football in general.
He was
but
the quarterback coach for Ben
for the Steelers.
Roethlisberger.
Oh, for Ben.
Yes,
Okay.
In his last couple of years, and the way the Steelers do things, they always try to do things
In-house.
Okay. Familia, right? And
Yeah.
honestly, from the rumblings I hear from my inside connections in the Steel City, it was the team owner, Art Rooney Jr., that
had enough.
he had enough.
Really?
Because I think Tomlin, this guy is loyal to a fault. I think Tomlin would have this is the first time, since you bring it up, you should know I know everything about them. This is the first time in like 41 years that the Steelers have made a coaching change during the year. During the season, yes.
And they're 6 and what are they? 6-4 or 6-3?
Well, 6-4 because they should have bet
6-4
against Cleveland. We have the ball. We have the ball with 1:28. We go 3 and out, 14 fucking seconds. You take off the clock. Anyway.
Speaking of Cleveland, I actually needed your Steelers to do me a solid there because this bingo experiment has imploded to epic proportions. I have
I'm up 3 on you.
I have 3 wins in the last 3 weeks.
Correct.
So now the focus is this thing has to lose out. Okay, the Grand Prize is gone. It's over with. That's a pipe dream next year, maybe. But this thing...
You pull a bingo machine out next year, you bet...
It might still cash. So now, booby prize for quarter number 3. All right, I'm going in the complete opposite direction as Circa Quarter King Mike. Quarter number 3, I've got 2 wins in 2 weeks. So if this thing can stay shit, I could have a chance at the $25,000 booby prize for quarter number 3.
Unbelievable.
It does it. As long as you cash, I don't care.
Okay,
I don't care.
The booby prize. What kind of money are we talking about here?
$25K.
$25K for being a moron? That's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Exactly. So, last question about this Canada thing is, with a name like that, is he Canadian?
No.
Really?
He's not Canadian.
That's a weird name.
To my knowledge.
That's a weird name. Matt Canada.
Let me tell you.
Anyways, he's out. He was doing a lot of cute shit because when we were dressed up as Lions at Monday Night Football at Ford Field, you kept saying, "Stop with the Matt Canada shit." I didn't know what you were talking about. I thought it was some sort of Canadian.
No, yeah. there's a specific type of play
Get cute.
Like 3rd and 1 and you throw a 70-yard bomb, like shit like that. Or he had these jet sweeps where there's 6 people moving around and all it takes is one good defensive lineman to stay home and then he swallows 160-pound back. Like, no, it was terrible. Please. Honestly.
All right, he's out.
We cannot do worse than that guy. Whoever they fucking bring in, like, it's the right thing.
Who's calling the plays now? Tomlin?
No, some guy, Eddie Faulkner, which was an assist. Anyway, again, in-house. There is talk. There's 2 names. Brian Leftwich, who was
Byron Leftwich.
Yeah, Byron. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. Him, who was Tom Brady's coordinator in Tampa.
Yeah, that's true. What
Another
was he
guy.
though? Was he though?
Well, yeah, that's true with that fucking guy. And another guy you might know, a certain numero 7, Ben Roethlisberger.
I was gonna say, would Ben like
From what
consider it?
From what I've heard, he's interested if they are.
Wow, that would be interesting. That would be interesting.
That fucking guy pulled a lot of rabbits out of his ass.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see him.
That.
I'd like to see him there. That'd actually be pretty cool. Fucking seeing him there next to Tomlin.
The offensive players they have, they should be doing better. End of story. You know, it's the defense. It's the defense that's made us win.
Yeah, your buddy George Piskins is all pissed off.
Well, yeah. Well, he's Antonio Brown Jr. I don't see him.
Is he?
Oh yeah. No. Dude,
He's got a toot? He's got a toot problem?
Dude,
really?
When we drafted him, he was in front of his TV and he had like a balaclava over his head. You
What's
know?
that?
What do you mean? It's like a winter ski mask.
Oh shit! Yeah, one of those
people wear when they go knock off a liquor store. And I looked at that and I said,
some porn stars wear those.
Oh my god!
So they don't. So they hide their identity. No, it's actually a thing. It's fucking freaky, but it's a thing. What? Yeah.
I was almost gonna say, "What the fuck do you know about porn stars?" But then I had to take a step back. Okay,
that's right.
Let's go.
That's right. Okay. The last happy Thanksgiving thing: Les Alouettes de Montréal, Grey Cup champions. Did you watch?
Dude, I haven't watched a Grey Cup game in 25 years.
Grey Cup game or a CFL game? Both, I guess.
Both, kind of. Yeah, no. Both.
I haven't watched one in 15 plus years, but I was in Bell Vegas visiting my grandmother. My parents made the trip down, so I watched it with my old man. He's a Montreal guy, so he's like, no, we got to switch over from the 4 o'clocks to the Grey Cup game. And dude, I thought you were like a maniac to watch sports with, which you are. You know what I mean? I don't want to discredit you. You are a maniac to watch sports with.
I am.
But my father is one intense mofo, considering I'm the one that made the bet on the game. He didn't know anything about, he doesn't follow betting and shit like that. So I'm the one that had a little scratch. He had nothing. He was pure passion for a guy that doesn't watch the Alouettes at all. And like the shit that was coming out of his mouth, the condescending comments to the players, the quarterback, the coaches, the GM. I'm like, what the fuck?
You did a little social media around that, and I made a point of noticing something on one of your posts. Your father is grabbing his lazy boy. And I could see him flexing like he was, and then he stood up when was that the winning touchdown, I guess.
Yes, it ended in like total crazy CFL form. So as much as we like to pick on that league, and they have some really fucked up rules, and the football is mediocre at best. It is very exciting when it comes down to it, and the way the Alouettes won was insane. So yeah, we were howling at my grandmother's house. My mom and my grandmother upstairs, like, what is wrong with these two downstairs? But we had fun with it.
Okay,
but
quick question.
What's the question?
Over under. Your grandmother Mo, how many times did she yell downstairs? Keep it down there. I'm gonna say
you know what?
She's 4.5.
She's a little hard of hearing these days, so we get it. We get a pass. Yeah, we get a pass. Okay. My mom was complaining. My grandmother, no, she did no. Too far away. But yeah, no, it was great. But my dad is hilarious, and he was super fired up that they won, and as was I. It was good to whoop it up. But honestly, dude, I haven't. One of my buddies, shout out to RJ. He used to be the equipment manager for the Alouettes and for the Red Blacks. I haven't watched a Grey Cup game in CFL game in probably 15 years.
Yeah.
Easy. I do not pay attention at all. But the Alouettes, I found out, hadn't been in a Grey Cup game in about 13 years. I think the last time was 2010 where they won it. Yeah. So there was no way I was turning that on if the Alouettes weren't in it. But the fact that they were, it was good to watch it with the old man and fucking root something in. And one thing I want to announce, because I think there are a few people that watch this podcast that are into sports betting. The predatory books, predatory sports books out there in Ontario and probably anywhere, they are weak on the CFL. I'm putting that out there. It is up to you to figure out how they are weak, but they are weak. There's opportunity for shots to be taken on the CFL.
I figured as much because in another secondary post that you put out, you actually posted what you were on or what you wanted, and you had Winnipeg winning by about 6 or 7 numbers. And I looked at that and I said, whoa, what kind of variance was going on in this game?
Yeah. Yes. There was some serious variance. I played the money line, Montreal money line. That was because I'm a recreational bettor. That was pure recreation just for my pops to get excited about. But the live betting opportunities are alive and real at some of these predatory shops. Nice. So I know it's at the end of the season. There's probably going to be a couple people that everyone's going to completely forget about it. But if you have a notepad, jot it down. Keep an eye on the CFL at the predatory books.
That when they start up again in July? Don't they start up in the middle of summer?
Fuck, I don't even know.
We're gonna be in Zuckenpost then.
Yes. Taking a break from all this shit. Honestly, lately, dude, I'm exhausted with the betting. You know what I mean? Like, always betting takes its toll on people, folks. I'm telling you. This shit is not easy. So anyone out there that thinks that, sports betting is easy, or the Godfather and I are living the dream just betting on games, and it's a lot of work. It's just like all of your jobs. There really is no difference. Just to give a quick recap, Mondays are insane with figures, trying to figure out where you're up, where you're down, calculating, how much you made or how much you've lost. Losing is part of the equation. Sometimes you do lose.
Not a great one.
Yep, we're having a rough week. So, a lot goes into it there. Certain days are a hell of a lot busier than other days. You got weird days like this, like American Thanksgiving and Black Friday, where there's all these afternoon games and we're not used to it. Like, dude, I was trying to get out of the house today. We're getting bombarded with bets coming in. We got to do this. I got to check the props. I got to check live betting. I got to make sure I'm there. And now we're getting shut out from places and kicked out. You got to do payouts. We're depositing to some offshore places that we did this week. It is a lot of work. So,
a lot of work.
I'm not complaining. I love what I do, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity. But it is sometimes it is not a walk in the park, especially when you incorporate this stuff, the social stuff that I love doing and I want to really push. It's a lot. It's a lot. So last thing I just want to say about all that is my dad was introduced by myself to RedZone, NFL RedZone. I'm a big fan. I loved it. Loved it. It's like, Al, you gotta get me an extra account or something. Maybe that can be my Christmas present. I cannot believe how amazing this is, because my dad's the kind of guy, he has trouble staying focused on whether it be a movie, a show, where he's always all over the channels. You know what I mean? Like, we have to, dude, when there's like family TV watching, we have to hide the remote from this guy because he's fucking flipping all around, all over the place. Yeah. So RedZone is perfect for him. Perfect. He loved it. So, NFL RedZone, another fan. GSP.
Nice.
Okay. Last week, Godfather, we had Mike, the Circa Quarter King, 150K USD that he took down 21-4, was it? Yeah, crazy. 21-4 over 5 weeks. Bananas. One question that was written down in our notes that we didn't get to on air was, what is Mike going to do with the money that he won at Circa? So I wanted to ask him this question to make sure that, well, not to make sure, I was genuinely curious, but he answered it after we already had logged off. So I just want to share it with you guys. The answer is not, I'm going to buy a fucking Land Rover. Okay? No. So I'm happy to report that, because that is not what you should be doing, right? If you're a little bit financially literate, okay, these are the kind of things that you do not do. You do not go out and buy a brand new car that, especially an import, that fucking drops in value 25% as you drive it off the lot. That would be stupid. But Mike said he's going to put it towards his bankroll for betting. He's doing it a little more serious now. We talked about the backer that he has now. So he's putting it into that pile, which is good. Obviously be very careful if you're sports betting, because sports betting is very difficult. Make sure, you're not doing something crazy like a fucking degenerate would and chase your losses, or you're just betting big, because you got this extra bankroll and you piss it all away. Don't do something stupid like that. But if it could, give you a little bit more flexibility in your sports betting and you are turning profit over, then yeah, highly encouraged, put it there. But he also said a little bit towards investment and a little bit towards, I think, a vacation too. I think he's going down to Vegas with his buddies, right?
Yeah.
So he's doing a little bit of everything. But I really liked when he mentioned that he was going to put it into his betting bankroll and doing a little bit of investment where you can guarantee yourself 3, 5, 8% return, whatever.
He
kudos.
Also mentioned setting up a betting lab, if you remember. So
he's going to put it towards getting data and shit like that, which is great because that's going to make his bets stronger.
Well, he was all about the research, right? I mean, if we recap, what he had to say, the guy's not turning a bingo machine. He's not a crazy degenerate just trying to prove a point and I got to beat the bingo machine. This guy put thought and process into it.
Yes, that's exactly. And I wanted to ask him that question. And not that it would be a knock on him if you wanted to spend it a certain way, whatever, to each in their own. But I was really happy to hear that he said he wasn't going out to buy a brand new car or wasn't going to do bottle service at Pakistan or shit like that. You know what I mean? No. He wasn't saying stupid shit like that. I like the plans that he had set out for the winnings, and it just sounds like he knew a thing or two about building wealth and building bankroll, which is phenomenal. I commend him for that.
Not a bling bling kind of guy, but that's at least my impression.
Yeah, exactly. So it was nice to hear that. So I wanted to share that with all you guys to just let you know that it seems like he's doing it the right way, in my opinion. That again, it's opinions.
Friend of ours.
Yes. And thanks again, Mike, for coming on here and chatting to us about it. We got a lot of positive reviews about that episode, by the way. A lot of people enjoyed hearing his story and hearing his process, and thank him for sharing a lot of that with us. That was really cool. Next up, Godfather. BetVictor. Okay, we're going to retrack again. This Ontario Sportsbook of the Week this week is PowerPlay. We're going to get to them shortly. Backing it up a little bit, we did BetVictor a few episodes ago. You noticed some changes at BetVictor this week. Why don't you share them with our viewers and listeners?
Well, starting off on this little project, one of the biggest traps was every sports book in the planet has over on top, under on the bottom when you're selecting it on the website, or left to right. Over, under. These motherfucking guys, under, over. So
they added inverted.
For the past 2 months, I'm shitting my pants every time I got to put in a game. A total. Over, under, a prop. Like
there were some errors there. Not your fault.
Even when I had it right, all it took was a message from a certain person. You sure you got the over? You sure you got the under? And I'd be all fucking spaced out, and then
fucking asshole puckering up.
I'd be sweating, going back in to check my bet. I hope I didn't fuck it up. So last week, go in to put in a play at BetVictor. What the fuck is this? Over, under.
Fixed.
Proper way. And I'm thinking to myself, how many Godfathers are there out there that must have fucking gotten on there to chat and say, what the fuck are you guys doing?
But you noticed something else that changed at BetVictor. What was it?
Okay, that fucking American odds versus decimal odds.
Right. On the Asian lines of soccer, it would always automatically flip to decimal, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And now it's
American odds.
So, dude, there's no way those two things got fixed. I'm sure someone watched this. I'm positive. There's no way that they would fix both. I know how annoying sportsbooks are with those kind of little changes and shit like that.
I mean, I remember,
I'm sure of it.
Making a change at the OLG took approximately 3.5 years, right? So,
God, they were the worst. They were the
we
worst.
Don't talk about them like that. Anyway, yeah. So, I mean, honestly, I really wish they would have had it right from day one. But
hey, man, at least they fixed it. And listen, if there's someone out there from BetVictor that watched this podcast and heard these two assholes screaming about your inefficient inefficient product,
yes,
just send us a thumbs up. You don't have to say it was you or nothing. Just send us something to let us know, because I'm pretty sure it was that gentleman right there complaining. And you made positive change in the sports betting industry. You know how difficult that is to do?
Between that and then that fucking rollover bonus, Jesus Cristo, that book took years off my life.
So we got shout out to Nicholas.
Tony Bet.
Yes, well, fuck them, but yes, Nicholas G on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. He reached out, DM. Thank you very much for the message, Nicholas, and he said he was brutally confused about BetVictor's rollover requirements, and he said and thanks to you guys is what caused me to pay attention to it. Had you guys not talked about it, I would have never caught it. So I'm going to add it. Yeah, you're welcome. That's amazing. It's nice that we're actually helping people out. This is what we're here for. But here, Godfather, I'm adding it to the screen right now. So all you guys watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see this and read it. So what he was confused about is here. Please note that your real money balance and the bonus balance in your account will be displayed as a total bonus until the wagering requirements are met. You must do this within 7 days of registering an account. Okay? 7 days. But then down here where it says what you get, okay, you will get 100% deposit match up to $400 in sports bonus funds, which one can be used on any sports except virtual sports. Fine, whatever. Will expire after 31 days if not used or wagered. So he was like, is it 31 days or is it 7 days? And that's a fair question. And I'm not going to go through the whole terms and conditions here, but if you read through this, it's confusing as fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll leave it up for a couple more seconds here.
Well,
so, Godfather, the question is to you. Did they take those bonus funds out of your account after 7 days, or was it 31 days?
In my case, 7 days.
7 days, right? And then you had to jump on chat and scream at them.
I had to. It was a half-hour chat battle. Escalated up to a manager, and
brutal.
And basically, they chopped the commitment in half, and then they gave me an additional 7 days for a total of 14, which a lot of people.
And you barely got it done even with that.
Even with that.
Yeah. They half the commitment. So yeah, if you guys are in trouble with BetVictor, argue with them, because the Godfather did. It took a lot of elbow grease, but he got the job done. And it just sucks. I don't know why, again, regulators, hello. Why did they make it so complicated like that? Why is there two balances? Why is there $400 here or there? And the worst part about it is any money you make from that bonus, if you don't meet the requirement in 7 days, they take the winnings.
They're gone.
That's crazy. That's absurd. That's what
gave me a minor heart attack the morning of. Because I had a cash balance, I had a bonus balance. I wake up on a Saturday morning and the bonus balance 0. And
insane.
And I'm like, what? Huh? 7 days?
No.
And they had me dead to rights, where they hit me with what any corporation hits you with, it's
it's in our terms and conditions.
It's the obligation is yours to understand the terms and conditions.
Yeah.
When you take a bonus,
Which it kind of is.
Okay, but hey, come on! Everybody gives you.
No one does it like that.
Days,
Exactly.
Nobody does it like that. Fucking 7 days. I got 0.
Bullshit. Okay.
Anyway.
Thank you, Nicholas, again for reaching out and sending us that question. And guys, if you have any questions about sports betting, about Toronto, about Las Vegas, about life in general, espressos, send them our way. We love to incorporate them in our content, whether it be, TikTok or here on the podcast. But it helps us a lot with content. So, yeah, just keep those DMs coming. And I always answer them. Sometimes a little bit delayed. There is a lot of shit going on. But you will hear from me if you send me a DM. So, keep them coming. All right, Godfather. The Ontario Sportsbook of the Week is PowerPlay. I went in there on November 7th, I believe. November 7th. And I didn't write down my stats because I got a bunch of slides for us here. I always forget something, Jesus Christ. Okay, so first slide, here it is. There's my deposit. It is November 7th. See, I was on the ball there. $2,000 via e-transfer. Very easy in, no problem.
Yeah.
And I liked what I saw. I went in there. They had a lot of available stuff. A lot of soccer we've been playing lately, and they had my live betting. I was able to go in and do some live betting. So here are the bets that I made out of the gate at PowerPlay. There we go. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 bets, 2 and 1 on that page, and 1, 2, 3, 2 and 1 on that page for a grand total of 4 and 2. And I think my balance after those 6 bets was the $2,000 deposit and $660 profit, I believe. Okay, so there again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are my 6 bets at PowerPlay. Then I go to make my 7th bet, and here it is. Okay, I don't think I was actually playing the Minnesota Timberwolves. I was just trying to grab a screenshot, which I did. And you might have to squint and focus a little bit if you're watching on YouTube here. But cannot place this bet. Stake exceeded maximum of $9.06. That's all you're allowed to place. So, obviously, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I literally made 6 bets. This is impossible. What the hell's going on? So, I jump onto chat. I talk to my friend Leonardo here. And Leonardo, I will read this for you guys. We wish to inform you that there was a decision made after your account was reviewed by our traders team, and your account has been factored. This is the reason why your wagering limits are low. You will, of course, still be able to use your account as normal to play both our sports and casino products. Okay, I can't use my account as normal because I can only bet $9 at a time. Casino, nobody's stupid enough to play that. And we do continue to review accounts on a regular basis. We'll inform you if any further changes, which is bullshit. They don't review. Once they put the handcuffs on you, it's over. So there you go. 6 bets. 6 bets at PowerPlay. What do we think about that?
Well,
that's pathetic.
That's pathetic in my
view. And I put out a TikTok about this. I posted it on Twitter as well. Twitter I kind of reserve to the sports betting stuff. I do more of like a little bit of everything on Instagram and TikTok, but I threw it up on Twitter, and I mean, what are you even saying about this?
No.
What do you like? I tag iGaming Ontario. I tag the AGCO. How can we do this? And I do want to be completely transparent. The first bet that I made at PowerPlay was a Bulgarian soccer game. Okay? Now, I know all the recreational bettors like ourselves, but I know everyone new to sports betting is going to say, Pisky, why the fuck does that matter? And it shouldn't. But it does. When you're in the bookmaking field, all the sharp bettors watching this, if there are any, will say, Pisky, you should have known better not to play Bulgarian soccer at a place like this. But, as I mentioned in the TikTok, we have a Bulgarian friend, the Godfather and I. His name is Miro. Miro, sent me a quick text and said, "Hey, I got this edge, Bulgarian soccer.
Locomotive, baby.
Yeah, I think you should take it." So, shit like that. I don't like to throw too much at it. I put $200 on it. 200 lousy dollars on a Bulgarian soccer game. And then it was 5 NBA live wagers. And that's it. Kicked out, get lost. We don't want your action. So, I mean, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like, how can they get away with doing this? And I know every episode is, kind of geared towards, like, can you believe this? Can you believe this? But, if it's someone like DraftKings, who we opened with, that has a fair battle. I've been going to DraftKings since September 1st, right? We're now November 24th. It's been a solid 2.5 month battle, back and forth. Slug, up, down, phenomenal. 6 bets, like.
Well, again, I really, there are some people that, I don't know. They feel that the sports book is in their right to do this, but what I don't understand is how can they make any type of determination of what kind, because they're basically saying, I believe, that you're the type of customer they don't want.
Yeah.
Six.
No. A quick Google search, maybe, with my name. You can easily find out that I've been in sports betting my entire adult life.
Wow.
But I mean,
so maybe
I just feel like
the dark
regulation needs to step in here. Regulation needs to, there has to be a voice for the players. There has to be a voice for the players.
And that's what's missing, and that's been the only kind of thing that you've been lobbying for right from the beginning of your journey.
Yeah.
Again, I can't see the business sense of them doing this.
Well, business sense as, this guy's potentially sharp, maybe. He used to work with a very, sharp group of guys. And, we don't want him anywhere near our product. I guess that's a good business decision. But, Godfather, we're talking about Sportsbooks. But we're talking about...
in your email.
We're talking about Sportsbooks. $1 billion fucking companies here. Yeah. We're not talking about fucking, this fucking guy on the corner of St. Clair and Yonge taking bets from fucking teenagers. These are fucking big companies. So you can't tell me that I'm going to come in and after 6 bets, you're shaking in your fucking boots, get this guy out of here. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's where the regulators need to step up. And at least make it $500. Everyone gets $500 a game. You have to take $500 if you want to be in business, because you can't have it both ways. Yeah. You can't have just a floodgate of people coming in and losing.
That'd be nice.
And not taking a bet from anyone. That's insane. That's insane.
It is.
So
frustrating.
They are at the top of the podium in terms of Ontario's most pathetic sports books. They dethrone everybody. They're more pathetic than TonyBet. They're more pathetic than Unibet. They're more pathetic than BetRivers. Speaking of BetRivers, I actually got a shout out from the Circles Off podcast. Friend of ours, right? I've been on the Circles Off podcast. Episode number 83. It's a great episode if you want to check it out. And you know what? Johnny and Rob do a great job on that podcast. Very sharp dudes. But they didn't like... I guess it was Rob. I think Johnny was off for this episode. But they didn't like what I said about BetRivers, because I went on Twitter and I screamed and said, I cannot believe that BetRivers kicked me out when I was down, or limited me when I was down. Right?
Yep.
And, I mean, the guy they had on, I forget his name, but he said, well, it sounds like BetRivers did their job. If a sportsbook does their job, in my opinion, cut someone off after doing a fair battle with them, right? That is preserving.
A la DK.
A la DK, right? Cutting someone after 6 bets, a la PowerPlay, or BetRivers, he's down, fucking limit him even more now. That's cheap. That is very cheap in my opinion. Rob went on to say that, we've been down this road. Everyone, if you're screaming about it, there's only one thing you're really trying to say. And that is kind of like flexing, kind of like bragging, like, hey, look at me, I'm sharp. I got kicked out. That's not Pisky. Sorry.
Right.
You got to follow the story a little closer than that, my friend, because bragging is the last thing that I do in this industry, especially. No, you got to understand that the clientele, the people watching Circles Off podcast are probably a lot different than the people watching the Always Betting podcast. The Always Betting podcast, we like to have fun with things, and there are some of our relatives. We'll use my beautiful mother, for example, that watches this podcast, right? We're not speaking to the sharps of the industry. No. The Godfather and I aren't sitting here on this podcast talking about how smart we are in this industry, how sharp we are in this industry, that we know it all. That is not us. We are trying to inform people who have never been in this industry before about what this industry is all about. Yeah, trying to give little tips here, trying to give little tips there, trying to have fun with it, trying to incorporate some humor and some day-to-day life shit. That is us here at the Always Betting podcast. We are not trying to fucking, be the smart guys of the industry saying, look how sharp we are. That is not what we're trying to do. So you misinterpreted that, Rob, which is fine, because I get what he was saying as well. Because normally, coming from a guy that's been in the industry, it does look like, look at me, I get kicked out of places. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to inform people, like my buddy Marcus the lawyer, that says, I cannot believe there are places, there are businesses out there that actually do this. There's no way. So that's why I come to the table with these screenshots and shit and say, here's the proof. Here's exactly what happened. Here is the roadmap of what happened. I am trying to educate the general public that this happens. I am not trying to brag. So I apologize if it looks like that. But I'm here to say that it was not that. It is the farthest thing from that.
I think, Rob, to me, it sounded like he was basically saying, here's another post about being limited. We've heard it all before. Sportsbooks limit people.
Yeah,
right?
and they have. And in that gambling Twitter cesspool, the disgusting shit out there, there's all these fucking smartest guys in the world out there, and all they do is fucking chirp at I'm getting all worked up here. One and another, and they're always like fucking, it's a big pissing contest. I'm smarter than you. You're trying, you should be this, CLV this, Kelly Criterion that. I don't give a fuck about any of that.
No.
I'm sorry. That's not me. That's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to educate the general public. The people that have probably never placed a wager, or that have placed a $5 wager, right? Not the guys.
Or newbies
the guys
that might get into it, right? Because they need to know you may deposit $2,000 of your hard-earned money. You may be up $600, and then you get R906. You got to put in a lot of fucking.
There you
bets,
go.
And it's gonna
take
you months
that's it.
to get your money back, and that's what we're rallying against.
That's it. And my following isn't sharp bettors. It really isn't. And no, I'm sure there are some sharp people that follow a little bit, but that's not who I'm catering to. That's not who I'm talking to. That's not who I'm posting every day on Instagram for. If I start posting about sharp sports betting stuff, no one will understand what the fuck I'm talking about. And you know who highlighted that? Shout out to my buddy that I met in Zakynthos this summer. Right? 12-year-old kid from England that told me, Alex, I really enjoy, you have a really big following on, it's not that big, but you have a good sized following on TikTok, and I really enjoy it, but I got to tell you, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't understand anything, because it was all very hardcore sports betting, and that's what I'm trying to get away from. Okay? So just to explain it to everyone. I don't know.
But thanks for the shout out.
Yes, thank you. He also shout out another guy on Twitter, because I guess they go through tweets or whatever, and that gambling Twitter
that
thing.
Was fucking fantastic.
Big D? Oh my God. This guy did not take it the same way.
Yeah.
This guy did not take it the same way. I'm very thankful when we have the, discussion, whatever. Big D was not too positive. Big D said he wants to meet Rob at Bet Bash, and we're going to have a conversation. And it didn't sound like it was going to be a nice conversation.
Yeah, no.
I love Rob. Rob's a very smart guy, and I appreciate the shout out. And thanks for putting me on.
He said something about meet your scrawny ass at Bet Bash. Something like
Yeah. The guy was really hot under the collar. That's not the way you do it.
No,
listen, I don't know, man. If you take anything personally like that,
wow. But the social media is not the place for you.
No, exactly. So, anyways, Godfather, holy shit, we're 50 minutes into this episode, and
talking this week.
I know, and I said I was tired, and we're going to cut things short, but I guess not.
A little hot under the collar with your.
I mean, because there's no right answer. It's difficult for me, and probably yourself as well, Godfather, because you get it from both sides. Yeah. I get it from the sportsbook's perspective, and I get it from my perspective on the betting side.
Listen, we've been on both sides of the counter, so I
know.
I get it. But six bets. And you're factoring your new favorite word. You $9.
Yeah,
$9.
So and that's the thing. So I am angry at the Bet Rivers and the power plays of the industry and the Tony bets of the industry. I am not angry fucking at DraftKings. DraftKings is a predatory, quote unquote, recreational sports book as well. I have nothing but good things to say about them. So there is a difference here. And I don't like the rinky-dink shit. Yep. They got to get these guys out of the picture. Everyone deserves a fair chance. And if that fair chance results in a $5,000 loss, $3,000 loss, whatever, too bad. That you're in the gambling business, for Christ's sake.
Hello.
Yeah. Anyways. Okay.
Let's reset.
Yes. So, next thing on our list here, Godfather, I just wanted to make mention of it because it's true. I caught the Maple Leafs cheating again, the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Their defenseman, Klingberg, in my hockey group chat, shout out to the Duke's house. In my hockey group chat, this guy's name is Shitberg. Shitberg. Every fucking goal that went in, it was Shitberg's fault. Shitberg. And now, mysteriously, this guy's taking up $4.1 million in cap space, and mysteriously, he goes on long-term IR. Right? I go onto Twitter, everyone's calling, and they send them to Robidoux and Jeffrey Lupul Island.
There you go.
They're circumventing. And I know Tampa Bay got away with it, and Vegas too, circumventing the cap or whatever, but the Leafs are doing it, so I want to highlight that. So if someone's watching, the Leafs are cheating. Look into it, please. Do you think they're cheating, Godfather?
Well, of course they are.
Okay.
Any advantage, I'm telling you right now, if there were 30 planes that crashed and they're the only team left in the NHL, they will claim the Stanley Cup.
They're copycats.
Please.
They're like, hey, other people are circumventing, so we're going to do it, but they just do it in such an obvious way. Their worst player, they're going to put on... Come on. At least do it with a fucking semi-decent player. No, the worst player, we got to get rid of him somehow. There you go.
They've been doing this shit for a long time. Nathan Horton.
And they still can't win. Yeah, Nathan
Horton. Remember Clarkson?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. But,
so they've been down this road.
Yeah, well, Batman do something about it.
Yes.
Speaking of which, Spit and Chicklets podcast made mention of how poor the NHL app and website are. I've said it for how many years have we been saying it for, Godfather?
You've been yelling about that.
Top 5 worst on the internet.
Maybe a decade easy.
Top 5 worst on the internet, guaranteed, no problem. Yeah, terrible. Okay, I'm trying to do something here. Hold on, I'm trying to do something to... Oh, it's banners. Okay. Banners, and... There we go. Look at that. Little ticker for everybody. 5 minutes of SpankOdds promo code ticking.
Wow. Look at you, you a Mr. Technician.
Dude, this StreamYard thing, it's powerful. I just got to learn it, and I told you guys.
I'm going to start calling you IT.
No, I have enough on my plate. I can't have IT shit too. But yes, I told you guys that it's the podcast is going to get better and better as time goes. So this is a little addition.
Promo code. Look at you.
SpankOdds promo code. You will save money if you want to spend money on SpankOdds. There it is, always betting. So the reason why I just put that up is because we got a question on social media this week from one of my loyal followers. I obviously didn't write down his name. I apologize for that. But yes, he said, Pisky, I know you know, where can I go to see all the odds of all the different places, all the different sports books in Ontario in one spot? And that place, ladies and gentlemen, is SpankOdds. Okay? Yeah. So you open up SpankOdds, and I don't know if they have all 29 or whatever operators that are here in the province of Ontario, but they do have all the big boys, all the ones that you need. Pinnacle, DraftKings, BetMGM, FanDuel, Bet365, they're all on there. Okay? And here's the beauty about SpankOdds. Do you need the pro version? I've mentioned it before on this podcast. Probably not. Unless you're betting nickels and dimes every game, you probably don't need the pro version. Okay? A little bit pricey. The middle version, very reasonable, and it has everything that the pro version has, and it has a 2-minute delay on all the odds changes. That's more than sufficient for majority of the people watching this. And the beauty about it is if you don't want to pay, you want to test it out first, there is a free version available. Fantastic. Why not? Use it. Yeah. Exactly. Go and download it, see if you like it. It's a bit of a vintage style program. I say that, I don't want to say the word old because that's, there's a negative connotation around that. It's just, I don't, you have to download it and see. Okay, check it out. It is very powerful. It is very useful. Mm-hmm. It's just, it's a little different compared to, some of the apps and shit that are out there these days.
You can configure whatever books you have accounts at, and
exactly. You can put all your sportsbook accounts in one row right in front of your eyes. You can line up the sharp books, Pinnacle, Chris, Circa, you know what I mean? It's a very powerful tool. Injuries, it's amazing. It's amazing. So, the free version comes with a 5-minute delay, which again, if you're new to this, it's not a big deal. The annoying thing is, apparently, I don't use the free version anymore. They got advertisements and the settings. So when you set up all your Ontario sportsbooks on the front page where you can see all the odds, when you log out of the program, all those settings return to the original settings.
Got to redo them, eh?
It's so annoying. Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying. Yeah. But it's a free version, so try it out. And like I said, if you decide you want to purchase it, use that promo code to save money. Value.
That's what we do.
That's it. All right, that's the end of our roadmap here, Godfather. Did you do anything special for Thanksgiving? American Thanksgiving yesterday?
No, like I really enjoy watching the games. I don't know what it is about the Thanksgiving games, but I've always, being in the industry for 35 years, that was always a really fucking super busy day. But we'd
always go up to Wags, right?
Yeah,
remember that? Yeah.
The days leading into the days were very, very busy. And then you got to sit back and enjoy the 3 games, and so I kind of did more of that. Put in some of my own plays and tried to root some winners in, and props not so bad. Some of the other stuff maybe not so. There's just been a lot of going on lately, because they have all the college games and shit too that are happening today. College football definitely ramping up, but now college basketball is
yes. I haven't touched that at all. I've been paying attention to the live odds, the sharp books to everybody else, and dude, they're like on point. I haven't seen any gaps whatsoever, so I don't know if I'm looking at the wrong games. And normally the sharp books right now, I know live in play, the limits are extraordinarily small, so I haven't really touched that much at all.
I just watched football. None of my fantasy players were going yesterday, so I think I.
Yeah, you made a little comeback in fantasy, and I'm kind of pissed off about that. You started this season 0-5, did you not?
1-5.
1-5,
and now I'm 6.
And they let you off. Yeah, now they let you off.
They let me off the hook, but that's okay.
Brutal.
Listen,
that's brutal. The one thing I wanted to share in closing, I went to the keg last night. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you probably should. I'm always posting daily stories, like day in the life. You get to see the lifestyle of what the Godfather and I do, and I'm always fucking around on there, sharing motivational stuff and food and everything else. So if you don't follow me, you should follow me. But to end yesterday, American Thanksgiving, I met Mikey the Runner, the guy that helped us out with that project against the Lottery Corporation. So we went to watch the night game at the keg, my favorite spot, and the keg has a special right now. So I am not affiliated with the keg. I keep trying. I keep putting it out there, and they keep going, ha, we love it. Thanks for coming out. Thumbs up. Right. And it's like, come on. Let's do something here. But they have, Godfather, I don't know if you've ever tried this. I'm actually telling you here. They have a Kansas City ribeye. That is a special feature that is on from now until January, I believe. It's an 18-ounce strip loin, bone in.
Bone in strip loin.
Yeah, and I think the Kansas City style, I think they char it a bit on the top and the bottom. I took some video and stuff like that. I'm going to put another day in the life or something together. So keep an eye out on it on Instagram and on TikTok. But, dude, this thing destroys the baseball steak.
Come on.
Incredible. It comes with a red wine, like au jus or something like that, too. Yeah. It is phenomenal.
And now, is this across all kegs? Because I got one up here in Vaughan. I'm going to try it.
Dude, it's across all kegs. And shout out to Taryn, the manager on the King West. That's the keg that we always go to. One of Mike's good buddies. Good buddy's sister or whatever. She always takes really good care of us. And she mentioned that people, because it's around the holidays and stuff, there's actually people that come in just for the Kansas City strip loin. It's like one of their most popular dishes. I had no idea, so I'm sharing it all with you.
I'm going to get it.
It's really good. And it was reasonable, $52. But but that comes with your sides and everything too. Right? So
please.
I mean, a burger and fries and Kelsey's these fucking days cost north of $20. So I know what I'm going to. I say I don't go out a lot. People are going to say you're such a fucking liar. We watch all your stories and stuff. I don't go out that much. But when I do go to the keg, I love it. I think it has the best bang for its buck, and that's why I'm always there. Value,
good value,
consistency, and it's a great atmosphere at that King one. I'm telling you, with the games on and stuff, I fucking love it.
Come down for a Thursday game. We'll
do it. And if anyone watching this,
come up to Vaughan.
We could do it that way as well. You could do it, but then I don't know. I usually like to have a little gummy before I go. I don't know.
You and these fucking. Okay.
All right, let's wrap this up. Any last words, Godfather? Great jersey again, by the way. I got to give credit where credit is due here. Very nice. Very nice. Sports Select is only out west now, I believe, right?
Well, Sports Select was the original product. That Proline was a product of Sports Select, right? So,
okay, gotcha.
But no, I mean, hey, I want to see the Steelers get back on the winning track against Cincy this week. That's all.
All right, sounds good.
And a couple more check marks where in the ledger books where where
we need them, and hopefully some more losses for the bingo machine, which I'm going home to do right now.
At this point, I mean,
we need to lose out. Lose out.
That's it.
All right, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. On behalf of myself and the Godfather, we'll catch you all next week.
Always betting.